Hello, hi, welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, also known as Naturally Nitty, and this is episode 277.
And I'm Allena, also known as Starnets. Today is May 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
This is I didn't think about it till Andy said something. But, anyways, this is our monthly podcast. If you're a first time watcher, welcome. If you're a returning watcher, thanks for coming back.
Yes. So grab your knitting, pull up a chair, and craft along with us.
Yes, do. Okay, do you have any mojo, Jessica?
A little bit, sort of, almost. I totally forgot about this until I was filling out the show notes, but I finished a baby surprise jacket. It just doesn't have buttons. So I need to put buttons on it, but it's completely knit and sewed together. Super cute. I used cupcake yarn from Mine Brand. Oops, and size 5s or 6, I forget. Needles, but
I love it.
It's all done. They're always so fun. I love knitting this. It's super easy, it's super fun, and quick. So I just need to put the buttons on it and then gift it. But yeah, that's all my mojo.
Okay. I have, let me see, what do I have? So I kind of have a mojo. I frogged my rag rug that I was crocheting, and I frogged it. So that's it. Because last time we talked, I finished everything, and it was like I hadn't really started anything.
Okay.
But that's all. So works in progress, I have a lot of those.
Sorry.
So last time we talked, I had pulled out some socks that were in hibernation from 2015, maybe.
Wow.
They were probably as part of an owl or something. So I didn't like them because they had Knit Picks needles. And I'm in the process right now of switching them to the Chiagu needles. But you can see it's kind of dark, but it's a cabled pattern. And I am using, let me pull out the yarn. It is another Crafty Girl. And the colorway is something chocolate and caramel. So
yeah,
it's a brown pair of cabled socks. So I'm kind of working on those. They're going back, not into deep hibernation, but they're not being worked on currently. Something that I am working on kind of currently is this summer tank that I started. I am at the end of the back. So I just have to do this row and cut it off, and the back will be done. And then I'll start the second half of the top.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I am trying to finish this because it's a summer shirt that I want to wear. The only problem is I was measuring, because you basically knit like a square with a little bit at the top, and they wanted it 21 inches, but my torso is way longer than that. So I went 25 inches.
Yeah. It's like a crop tank. I made that.
Yeah. I don't like crops. So I went a couple of extra inches.
Right.
So that I'm kind of working on. And then I also, this past weekend, Bella has been wanting a sockhead hat, and I wanted her to knit it, but she wasn't going to. So I am knitting it for her. The ribbing at least, but I'll probably finish the whole thing so I get points. So I am this far. It's about 1.5 inches. On size 3 needles. And it's this yarn, Alder. Ooh, there we go. Alder fingering. I don't know if that's focusing.
Yep.
And by Round Mountain Fibers. And the colorway is called Variable Neon Slug. So
Cool.
It's a really cool colorway. Bella picked it out. It's got like blue and aqua and like orangish, but not like orange, like a pink orange, but not salmon. It's like more neon orange.
Okay.
Neon pink orange. I don't know. It's neon red. There we go.
Now, you said you wanted her to knit it. Like, has she been knitting?
Well, she's knitting.
I know she can, but.
Well, she's been knitting this 10 stitch blanket.
Okay.
And I was like, what? She's like, I want a hat made out of this yarn when we were at Hook and Shuttle, because that's where I got this fiber or yarn. And I was like, I will get it for you, but you can knit it. And that did not happen. So I am knitting it. And then I also, this actually probably should go in weaving.
All right. I have some works in progress quick.
I'm going to move that down and you can go.
Sorry. I have a boneyard shawl that I'm working on that I showed previously. I'm in the middle of a row, so I can't really stretch it out for you, but it's growing. That would be upside down. So it's getting there. Like, it's probably like a good 1.5 feet.
Oh, it looks really pretty.
Yeah, I like the yarn a lot.
Purple and blue stripes in there. I like the greens too.
It's more greenish. Like, this lighting is making it look more blue. That's but most of it's green, and there's a little brown and tan and stuff, but like all sorts of greens. But yeah, I like it too. I believe it's Corgi Hill Farms.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Anyways, that's in my purse project that I carry along and do whenever. And then I have Joe's sweater that I am working on. I finished the sleeves, well, up until they need to be joined.
That's exciting.
The sleeves. Let's see if you can see the lighting's kind of crazy in here. I don't know. Anyways, the color work, but it's hand spun, so it's kind of bumpy and whatever. But I love it. And I started the body. I will get that out. Not too far on it, but I have the ribbing done and then started on the color work. So basically I have to just knit this for like a very long time. It's knit in the round and then it will be steeked because it's a cardigan. So yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's all my
next up we have spinning. Do you have any spinning going on?
Yes. I am still working on the same. I'm like, haven't been crafting much at all, but I'm still working on the spotted U fiber. It's merino bamboo nylon. The colorway is frog pajamas.
That's so cool. I love it.
Like greens and a little bit of brown and lots of white. This is the second 4-ounce braid that I started on. And I'm spinning that on my Daedalus, my Starling XL. So it should hopefully all fit on here. And I'm planning on just 3-plying it. So we'll see how that.
Very cool.
Or Navajo plying. Chain plying. I don't know what we're calling it these days. Anyways.
I understand.
That's what I'm working on.
Cool. I am still spinning my flamingo mallets. I actually just started plying it. The first hank, because I have 2 of the flamingo mallets. Which
That's so pretty.
Oh, I need to text this person. Okay. Sorry. It's, whoops. Totally showing you the wrong part. It is by Supernova Dye Works. And it's organic Polworth, which I love Polworth. So I'm spinning it, and I'm actually just plying it now. I'm spinning it fractally. And I'm plying it, and I'm hoping I'm going to do both braids, but separate fractal, if that makes sense, like one braid and one braid.
Yeah.
I bought this yarn at the yarn store they had their 1-year anniversary a couple of weeks ago, and I bought this from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and the colorway is Diva, but it's this like gray, and there's like pops of color, and there's 600 yards in here. So I have this brioche shawl that I want to knit that's 600 yards. It uses 600 yards of each color. So this pink, I'm going to do the other color for the brioche shawl.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to get at least 600, which I should, because I'm spinning up 8 ounces. I should get way more than that. If I get 600 yards out of this first skein, I will then not spin the other one. I will save it for another time. So we'll see. That's what I'm spinning, and that's all that I'm spinning.
Very cool.
Because I think last month I was heavy on the spinning because I had all the stuff I was finishing.
You were.
So now we are on weaving. Do you have any weaving going on?
No.
Okay, I have a ton. Not really. So I frogged my rag rug, and then I built this loom by myself with nails, a drill, and all the things.
That's so cool.
Built it out of an old picture frame that I bought at St. Vincent's de Paul for like $5. Oh, it might have been Salvation Army. Anyways, built it myself. And then I started weaving with the rags to make a new rag rug. So what I'm going to do is make all these little like squares and then join them together. So here's one finished.
I love it.
And I stood on it, and it's so squishy. I love it. And then, so I'm going to do all these squares. So I'm going to do 3 of these stripes, and then I'm going to do 3, because there's 3 sheets that I have, and then I'm going to do 3, and I'm using the red as like the common denominator. So I'm going to do 3 with the stripes, and then I'm going to do 1 of each of the color solid. Okay. And then I might do more. I don't know. I think 6 might be pretty good size rug, because it's just for the center of our living room.
Yeah.
But I took it out and I stood on it, and it's so squishy on your feet. It's lovely. So anyways, that's what I'm weaving. But I'm also kind of now obsessed with sewing my woven fabric, because if you remember, I took a bunch of my hand spun and I wove this long shawl that you had to wrap around like 10 times, and it just was bulky, and it looked wonderful, but it was bulky. So I've been watching this one. I watched this one lady on YouTube. There's a bunch of YouTube things that I watched, but this one lady, she was like weaving and then sewing her stuff into clothing.
That's awesome.
And I went on Pinterest and I found this diagram, which I actually have it printed out. Let me show you.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that.
I printed it out. Is that showing?
Scoot over a little bit.
This way?
Back. Up. There you go.
So I printed this diagram from Pinterest. I also pinned it in my weaving. If you follow me on Pinterest, you can go to my page, which I'm Star Knits on there too. And then I just kind of took this, the weaving. This is the shawl that I had, and I cut it and then wove it. Not wove it, then sewed it together. And now I have this like poncho. So you can see it's like twisted.
Yeah. So you basically cut it in half lengthwise, right?
Yeah. And then I sewed the shoulders and twisted the one part, and then it's like a poncho cowl.
Very cool.
Trying to like show you. See?
Yeah.
But I left the fringe on because I like the fringe.
Yeah.
So there's fringe on the front on one side and fringe on the back on the other side.
Very cool.
And I just sewed the ends down So you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the seam.
Are they are they raw, or did you like do anything to them?
Well, this was the woven end.
Oh, okay.
So
what about the part that you cut? Did you like?
That's what I showed you first. I folded it over.
Oh, okay.
I folded it over twice, basically, and sewed it. But anyways, I'm so obsessed with it. And then I joined a group on Facebook for sewing your weavers that sew, or weavers sewing your weaving, or something like that. And there's this lady called Sarah Howard who wrote a book, but she posted there all the time. I'm like a huge crush on her. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, so she like weaves stuff on her rigid heddle, and then so like takes patterns, and like she makes patterns, which I need to buy some. But then like she like takes some and cuts them out of the small like rigid heddle, which is just like maybe 17 inches wide at the most. So so she just cuts the stuff and then sews all the stuff, and she like, I'm like obsessed. And
That's
this
awesome.
is like my new plan. So for Mother's Day, I have this at the end of our show notes, but I'm going to talk about it now because it has to do with weaving. I was going to get stuff at Maryland Sheep and Wool, but they didn't have what I wanted. So I ordered this. And it's this thing that you stick into your drill. Okay. Because I've been using a chopstick with a rubber band. And then you put the bobbin for my shuttle.
Very
my
cool.
boat shuttle. You put the bobbin on, and then it'll like as I, turn it, it'll wind it on.
Yeah.
So I got that for Mother's Day. And I also ordered from Webb's some tencel for warp, and then some merino tencel also for warp.
Nice.
But the shuttle thing I got from this place called Sister Made on Etsy. I don't know if that shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it. It came really fast. I was so excited to find it because I looked at Maryland Sheep and I couldn't find any.
Okay.
But it was relatively cheap, and I was excited. So like, I've been obsessed with it. Like, I haven't actually woven anything besides the rug. But now I'm super excited when I get that stuff. I'm totally going to weave, because I got some tencel, because I have this like silk tencel yarn that I got. I forget where I got it. I have two, and I was going to use them together, but I don't think I'll have enough. So I ordered the tencel from Webb's to be the warp, and then I'll use the yarns that I have as weft, and I'm just going to weave some, just like a big piece of fabric, as wide as I can get, as long as I can go. And then I'm going to sew like a shirt, I think.
That's cool.
I'm super excited. So that's what my obsession is right now.
Very cool.
Okay. You don't have any weaving. Okay. Sorry. I talked for like 20 minutes about it.
No, that's exciting. It makes me excited about it.
Well, in like my main goal, and then I got merino tencel too for warp. Like,
so you make like a summer tank top or something out of stuff like that, right? Tencel is like,
yeah, it's like a softer thing. But the merino one that I got to use as warp for like my hand spun. So I just got like a gray, and I forget what other color I got. So I can just use it to like use my hand spun and do the same thing and make all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, because I could always weave like what I did before, but I would just need to make it longer.
Right.
Anyways, that's all. I'm done with that. Sorry, I went on and on and on and on about it.
Don't apologize. That's totally awesome.
It is. I'm so obsessed.
That rug made me want to do one of those things too. In fact, I went to a crafting retreat, and I just brought my knitting. And my spinning. I didn't really bring much, but like, it was the day before when you finished that rug, and I was like, maybe I can make a thing and cut up some sheets and bring it. And then I was like, I can't do all that in one day and
But
bring
you
it
could,
along.
because it was so easy to make. It's not even funny how
I
easy.
know, but I couldn't like gather all the things and
Oh yeah.
make it just to like bring it to the crafting retreat. But
So yeah.
it's very cool.
Next up, all the rugs, right? Okay. So binging. Have you been binging anything?
Basically audiobooks. I finished up Deathly Hollows, and then I started on the other. I think you said you had just listened to the other, so like it sounded good. So I like started listening to that. I'm on the third book right now. But
Yeah.
we're not really watching anything. I don't know. We've just been kind of crazy busy with I don't know, school and soccer and
Sports and stuff.
and yeah. And it's been like nice out and so yeah. Not really watching much.
So I too have been binging on audiobooks. I finished A Bad Day for Sunshine, which I was listening to last month. And then I went through and listened to the Innkeeper Chronicles because Ilona Andrews, it's a husband and wife team that write the books. They have a blog and they're releasing a fifth book.
I think I've listened to a couple of those ones.
Yeah, they have chapter by chapter on their blog. So I've been like reading that one. I missed last Friday, so I'll probably read 2 chapters today. But it's super good about Dina and her inn. So I'm excited for reading that.
Cool.
And Sean, her boyfriend. So I've been doing that. And then I started listening to the Alpha and Omega because I had a lot of sewing to do. So I wanted to listen to something and I didn't really want to start anything new. So I restarted listening to the Alpha and Omega series. And I put on my iPod the Mercy Thompson series because I knew we were having a long drive and I wanted to listen to it, the Mercy Thompson series. So on the way there, we listened to Moon Called and Bella went with me. So I was introducing her to this awesome series. And then we listened to the second book, and then on the way home we listened to the third book. So it was really good, and I had to like slow it down because normally I listen to the books at 1.5 speed or one. Like seriously, like I just do because I read faster than people talk. So when I'm listening to it, like it's so slow. So I put it on 1.5 speed because it's more like how people talk.
That is so funny.
I know, and it goes faster. And sometimes if I really don't like the narrator or I'm not liking the book, I'll put it on 2 times speed. But I haven't done that in a while because I will stop reading a book if I don't like it. But
that is so funny.
So we put it on normal speed, and it took that long. And I'm still listening to the Song of the Forever Rain, which it's good, but I'm also not that into it, if that makes sense. I don't know. So yeah, and I'm reading a couple of books on my Kindle Unlimited, so I didn't list them because there's so many of them. But watching, I'm not really watching anything.
We haven't been watching much, but I did so the Fantastic Beasts Secrets of Dumbledore came out, right? And I was busy and like we had things going on and we couldn't go see it. But I had watched and I made everyone watch the 2 first movies to like gear up for it, right? And then like I went to Colorado and then I went to Crafters Retreat and like I was gone and stuff. Anyways, but we were able to go and see it as a family, all except Chloe because she's not into it. She had no cares and she had to work, so that worked and we went without her. But it was fun and it was good and I was happy that I finally got to see it.
That's cool.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, we went and saw it.
Okay.
really.
But what was really cool is that I was like right in the middle of or near the end, I guess, of the Deathly Hallows, where he's like reading through the life and lives of Albus Dumbledore that Rita Skeeter wrote and stuff like that. So it was just cool to like kind of like have a refresher background on what all's going on. That's what I got.
I have been watching some stuff, but not that I remember. I've been kind of in like a show hole. Though I did start watching The Wild season 2 because this on Amazon Prime, because that came out when we were gone, and a couple of other things are supposed to be coming out, like second seasons or third seasons, or like, you know, like new seasons. But like I said, I haven't really been watching much. I've been sewing a whole lot, and I still will be sewing a whole lot. So,
well, we just and like so the girls started working, and like I don't know, I feel like we've just been really busy.
Yeah,
and I don't even know with what, just lots of different things. All
yeah.
things.
Yeah, same here. Random. We're basically on random randomness now, in case you're following along. Yeah, so we're super busy here too, and now that it's starting to get nicer, I try to take Aspen outside more.
Yeah.
Which is why the sock head or the socks are nice, because there's something small that I can take with me and knit while he plays. So, yeah.
Fun.
And Fridays are usually my spinning day, which is why I'm plying right now, because I went to knitting. I took my spinning and then I finished the half that I was working on, and now I'm plying. But what was I going to say? Oh, Maryland Sheepamole.
Yes.
Was amazing. So it was like rainy and cold and horrible driving there, like fog and everything. It was horrible. And I was so glad that we listened to books. And it was funny, like Bella was like, I don't hate the main character, like, because we were talking about books, and she's like read Twilight and stuff like that, and she's like, I absolutely hate Bella, like not herself, but like Bella in the books. Like she's so wimpy and just annoying, and you know, and then she's read like other stuff, and she like can't stand them, like how but she was like,
that's because Mercy is awesome.
And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, it doesn't seem as like she's not as annoying. I'm like, that's because she's like 32.
She's not a teenager.
So we're listening to it, but then like, you know, when we listened to Iron Kissed, I was like, this one deals with rape, just so you know. You know, and then we just talked about stuff. Because I'm that parent, I will talk about that stuff with my kids as we're reading through it. Yeah. But I was glad we listened to it, because it like made the trip a little bit faster.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. So it was nice. But it was rainy and cold. So like everyone was wearing rain boots and like hand knit stuff. It was really fun, like seeing people again.
Yeah.
And just being in that kind of environment. It was just a lot of fun. So I, for Mother's Day / broken things. So Madison had been using one of my handmade mugs and broke it. So she owed me a mug. So at Maryland Sheepamole, Monster Pottery was there. So I told Bella to go pick out one and have Madison Venmo her the money. So this is the one I got.
That's cute.
So it was kind of like / Mother's Day /
replacing.
She owed me a mug. And she's not allowed to touch it. Like, no. So that I didn't like really buy anything there.
Wow, that's crazy, huh?
I didn't have time to go anywhere.
Oh.
I should have like bowed out and went to the fleece sale and bought a fleece. I really didn't need to, so I didn't. I did trade with Michelle from Crafty Flutterbot, Crafty Flutterby,
Yeah.
and I got one of her newer pins. So
That's one of my favorite styles. I had one. Sorry to like hijack. I had one and used to wear it all the time, and it broke. It wasn't from her. It was from some different place. But I love that style.
yeah.
Sorry.
So I didn't have one like this because I have her stick one and then I have her spiral one.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get one. So I got this one. It's like pearl and rose gold because it's like one of those ones that will go with anything.
Yeah.
So how they work is you put it on here. So you put it in the fabric. I'll do it right now.
It makes me feel like I'm Scottish.
So you put it in the fabric. Let's see if I can show you. I can't do it not doing it. Anyways, you put it in and then you put it and then you just turn this around and it holds it. It's so cool. I'll put it in and then show you how I do it.
I might have to order one.
Yeah. Okay, so I put it in. And then you just bring this over and turn this, and then it holds it.
Yes.
Super cool. She had a whole bunch, but I was like, I want this. I was going to get one that had a green bead on there, but then she was like, I really like this one. And I'm like, oh, I like that one too. So I got the
branching out. That's nice.
Well, because I wanted one to like for like everything, you know.
Yeah.
So,
but that's I saw a picture of you with your cool was it Scavantics?
Oh yeah.
Thing on, and it looks so cool. You look so like artsy and like fit the profile of like I don't know vendor. It was so cool.
Yeah. So I like wore that for like half the day, and then it got hot in there, so then I took it off. But that's why I like. I think I want to knit another one of those.
I think I want to make one. Seeing
because
that,
I really like it, and it's like nice. It's like open enough that you don't get super hot wearing it, but it's warm enough that you don't get cold wearing it. And I saw a lady there. So there was a House Cup meetup. And one of the ladies there, her name's Annika. She had a Ruana on herself, but she had it like crisscross and tucked in her pants in the back. And I'm like, that's really smart to do that. Because at first I asked her if she tied it. She's like, no, I just tucked it in. So I think like you with the Ruanas, you can do so much stuff with them.
What's a Ruana?
So that's the type that what semantics is. So it has like a back, and then it has two flaps that are the front, and you can either like wrap them around or like crisscross them and tie them, or just wear them straight.
So you could make one of those with weaving too, right? You could just like weave.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, and I could sew it. And that I'm gonna have to do all the things. So yeah, that's so exciting to me. Like, I don't know, it was fun. So that was like Mother's Day was spent at Maryland Sheep and Wool. It was a hard day because that's the day our mom died. What is it, 8 years now?
Yes.
So it was always a crappy day, but I always wanted to spend Maryland Sheep, like Mother's Day at Maryland Sheep and Wool anyways. And after mom died, I did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly, this is like super bad of me, but I'm going to say it anyways. I like skipped church on purpose on Mother's Day because I hated going with especially after mom died.
Yeah.
So I would be like, we're going to Maryland Sheep and Wool and we're going to go on Sunday. So it was just kind of fun to be there, but to be there as a vendor, it was totally different, but fun. Like I met so many nice people.
Well, and you've always wanted to vend there, so
yeah,
that's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Like all the people were nice. Like my neighbor, the vending person next to me was a Maggie's Farm. And she makes like soap. She has sheep. And so she had fiber, but she also had she makes soap and like lotion, like this lotion, and then this Shepherd's Friend lip balm. So as I'm like, we're packing up to leave, she comes over with a gift bag, one of each of her soaps, a thing of lotion, and this lip balm. And it's like, thank you so much for being a nice neighbor. I was just like, I was just talking to you because, you know, you're you guys are nice. I'm like, you didn't have to. And I thought it was so sweet that she gave me a little gift bag
That's awesome.
um of all of her soaps, and it's goat's milk soap. Um so she was like really, really nice. So it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And I like saw a lot of people. And then some of the ladies from my old knitting group came up. Like they were going to come to Maryland Sheep and Wool anyways, but like they made sure to come over and visit
Yeah.
and it was so nice to see them. It was just a lot of fun.
Did Bella have fun?
I think so, but you know how teenagers are. I think she said she had fun. But
That's hilarious.
yeah, I think she had fun. You know how teenagers are.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
So, anyways, and that's all. Anything else? How was your Mother's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, and I came home and Andy had gotten me some flowers, and they're really pretty. So normally I'm like more of a like just get me potted plants person.
Yeah.
But he got me these cut flowers, and they're beautiful. So
Gabe got me flowers, and he got them like the day before because he's been working second shifts, so they were like on the counter on Saturday morning, sitting there for me. So that was really sweet.
that is sweet.
Especially because he's older and doesn't really think about it. But it's so funny. So he's been working second shift and like full time, but he leaves home at like 1:30, and then he doesn't get home till like after 10:30, maybe 11ish. But like we're all in bed, like the kids have school, and like Joe has to work first shift, so we go to bed early. So we don't see him all that much, but it's so funny because he's like, I really realize how much I miss everyone now that I can't see them ever. So like he's actually been like the time that he is off or around, he spends more time downstairs. So
that's kind of
like,
nice.
oh, look at you maturing.
We're being so grown up.
I know.
It's funny.
And he had a birthday. He's 19 now.
Oh my goodness.
Cray.
Well, that's just mind-boggling to me how old our kids are getting. Like Bella in October will be turning 18.
Oh my soul.
I know.
Wow. Well, Aaliyah even told me, she's like, next year I'm going to be 18. And I was like, ugh, don't say that. And then I told her, I'm like, you need to learn how to knit and crochet so we can be best friends when you're an adult next year. She like laughed. But she wants to learn how to crochet because she sees all these like cute stuffed animals. I'm like, amigurumi? And she's like, I don't know, they're crocheted. And I'm like, but like she like wants to make cool things for her friends. I'm like, I can teach you how to crochet. So and then I taught her, and she did it for like 2 rows and was like, I thought I'd be better at this. I'm like, you have to spend like at least 5 minutes a day, like 5 to 10 minutes a day for a whole month, and then tell me what you think. And she's like, no, it's all right. And I'm like, you suck. I'm like, just learn. It'll be so much fun. Like a little practice now, and then it'll be easy. It won't be so hard. I promise you.
So, our mission for this next month is to make all the amigurumi and just show her how cool they are.
You should. I should. That'd be funny. Yeah, because she's just like, it'd be so cool to make these things. And she like, one of her friends' birthdays was last month, and she's like, I think I'm going to start decorating cakes and like make really cool things for my friends. So she like tried to decorate a cake, I think for Easter, and then for a friend, and she's like, it didn't really turn out like I thought it would. I'm like, you can't just be instantly awesome at things.
Well, obviously in Leah's mind you can.
I'm like, you gotta like practice and work at it, and like
especially cake decorating. I am one
I know, I'm like
good at that.
I'm not the best, but like I took
You're way better than me
and learned how to pipe and do stuff and do different techniques. Like you have to practice things to get better at them. But nope, she thinks she's just going to be like instantly wonderful at everything. I might sneeze.
Okay. Well, we're coming to the end anyways, so we will let you guys go. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next month. with all the amigurumis. That I'm
It would be
serious.
my
about
goal. I'll make at least one.
Okay, we have to make at least one.
All
All right.
right.
We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.